Welcome to Pennyroyal Green, and to What I Did for a Duke. This is Julie Anne Long's sharpest, wittiest slow burn, a revenge plot that turns into something nobody saw coming. Meet Alexander Moncrief, Duke of Falconbridge, nearly 40, formidably wealthy, and whispered about in every drawing room in England. Some say he poisoned his first wife. The Duke does not lose, ever. So when young Ian Eversea is caught in bed with his own fiancée, Alexander doesn't get mad. He gets a plan. Ian has a younger sister, Genevieve Eversea, quiet, artistic, the only Eversea untouched by scandal. The Duke decides she is the perfect instrument of revenge. His plan is simple and cruel. Seduce Genevieve, win her heart completely, then publicly cast her aside. An eye for an eye, in the coldest currency he knows. A broken reputation. The Everseas are hosting their annual house party in Pennyroyal Green. Uninvited, unbothered, the Duke of Falconbridge arrives anyway. Every guest in the house goes very, very quiet. Genevieve isn't thinking about dukes at all. She's thinking about Harry, her closest friend since childhood, the man she has quietly loved for years. Tonight, he has news for her. Harry announces he's going to propose to their mutual friend Millicent. Not to Genevieve. Her whole world quietly cracks, and she has to smile through it. That very evening, the Duke seeks Genevieve out, cool, deliberate, unnervingly observant. He sees the heartbreak she's hiding before anyone else does. Everyone believes Genevieve is shy, gentle, easily led. The Duke is about to discover exactly how wrong that reputation is. The Duke turns on his famous charm, compliments, attention, calculated closeness. He expects her to melt like every other woman in London. She does not melt. Instead, Genevieve sees straight through him, and says so plainly, with a wit sharp enough to surprise a man who is never surprised. Unsettled and intrigued in equal measure, the Duke keeps circling back to her. His plan was to seduce a quiet girl. He did not plan on actually wanting to talk to her. Genevieve isn't fooled about his intentions. She's heard the rumors, but grief over Harry has made her reckless, and matching wits with a dangerous Duke is, unexpectedly, a wonderful distraction. Handshake completes with a firm little shake. The truce scroll unrolls itself into frame between them. Both smiles sharpen slightly at the same moment. The Duke agrees to help her make Harry jealous, while privately still planning her ruin. It is, even by his own standards, a spectacularly complicated arrangement. Their fake courtship becomes wildly convincing. Long walks, private jokes, the kind of easy charged banter that can't actually be faked. Not really. Harry notices, Millicent notices, the whole house party notices. Genevieve tells herself it's all part of the plan. She is a very bad liar, especially to herself. One evening, alone in a moonlit corridor, the Duke and Genevieve share a kiss that isn't strategy at all. It is the first honest thing either of them has done since he arrived. Genevieve pulls back, furious, not at him, but at herself, for wanting the man she was supposed to be using. The Duke, for once, has no clever answer ready. Genevieve finally learns the truth. The Duke's attentions were never really about her at all. They began as punishment for what her brother did. The betrayal cuts deep. Not just because of the scheme, but because for the first time in years, she had let herself feel something real, and it was built on someone else's revenge. The Duke tries to explain himself, that the plan changed the moment he actually got to know her. Genevieve isn't ready to believe a man famous for never losing an argument. Meanwhile, Ian finally faces the consequences of his own recklessness, and realizes his sister has been paying for his mistakes without ever complaining once. Stripped of his scheme and his usual composure, the Duke does something he has never done for anyone. He lays every card on the table, revenge plot and all, and asks for nothing in return but honesty. Genevieve must choose: the safe, familiar ache of loving Harry from a distance, or the terrifying honest pull toward a man who started this as her enemy. She realizes Harry was comfortable, a habit, not a hunger. What she feels for the Duke is loud, inconvenient, and entirely her own choice, made with open eyes. Genevieve finds the Duke exactly where she expects him, waiting without pretense for an answer he has no power to force out of he. She tells him plainly she isn't choosing him because his plan worked. She's choosing him because, somewhere in the middle of all his scheming, he became the one person who never once managed to fool her. That's what I did for a duke. A revenge plot that turned into the real thing: wit, warmth, and the sharpest banter. Subscribe for more book summaries.